Tip O'Neill got it right years ago. Politics is local, and we get the government we deserve. So, if you want to live in a PC happy community, go to San Diego or go to New York City, and show your card before you go into a restaurant. I simply don't want to be showing cards to go in public places. I think we're a couple steps away from what the Chinese do, which is having social utility scoring. So, in an era of identity politics, aggrieved groups claim privileged position. There's an enormous ground current across the country in smaller municipalities for reparations. And you see some communities actively considering that. That is the decision to pay African Americans some sum of money to make up for historic racial inequity. That feels like a shakedown to me. And so what are we going to end up with? Are we going to end up with a credit card that we use for our purchases as we transfer to a digital economy? And is there going to be a social utility score on it? If you're a member of a privileged group, that is a group that needs to be reparated for historic inequity, are you going to pay 80 cents for the gallon of milk that the white guy pays $1.20 for in order to have a transfer payment rather than a direct tax? Go ahead and say, nah, it'll never happen, but that's what happens in China. Depending on the Communist Party's view of your social health, your acceptability, you may or may not be able to get a seat on an airplane. You may or may not be able to get access to a limited good. When we have groups like Facebook, Twitter, and others making secret decisions about what we can and can't say, that's access to a digital marketplace of ideas that is being denied on ideological grounds. It would be easy to flick that switch and transfer that same technology into the transfer of goods and services. And I predict it will happen. For all I know, it already is happening.